There are so many addictions among human beings. Addiction to pornography on the internet. Addiction to pornography or the thrills and chills of movies that pollute our minds. Or the addiction to having to be in a relationship to be happy. Shopping, alcohol, so many things. Eating as well, very prevalent. Why then is there so many addictions amongst humanity when they are supposed to be such a special race in the cosmos? It is literally upon our backs that the future has pivoted. We are the ones that have brought about the massive cosmic ascension that has taken place since February of 2005. We are also the ones that are the microcosm of the macrocosm, meaning that we were created as a race to represent everything that is out there in the cosmos. Aha, but that in fact is the answer. If the addictions are within us to such a high extent, the addictions have had to have been out there as well. Because if we truly are mirroring the macrocosm, what is there in the macrocosm as a principle that is fostering addiction here? Well, my brothers and sisters, to understand that, let's take a look at how creation was made. The mother and the father of all life created their creations a little bit the way an engineer might design a car. Perhaps at first it's on a piece of paper, or it might be in his computer screen. When it is there, it's very flat looking, just lines indicating the shape that the car will one day have. Then he starts to flesh it out, and then it starts to look a little bit more three-dimensional, and eventually one can spin it around on the screen of the computer, and you can even make a make-believe landscape and have the car drive off into the distance. But it is nevertheless on a flat screen. This is how creation started. And over the years of working on behalf of mother and father, I have observed firsthand the changes in realness, degrees of realness, that has taken place in the cosmic creations. At one point, mother was able to bring us out of the computer screen onto the table in front of the computer screen. But the bottom line of it is that mother could not for 1 second take her eyes off her creations. If she did, they would go away. They had to be absolutely avidly watched, focused on, obsessively. Father held the space. In other words, he created the screen or the table. But if they stopped focusing on it, it would go away. This is exactly what addiction is. And addiction is obsessive focusing on something. And that is why man as the microcosm has had these tendencies towards addiction. However, in October of 2007, a most incredible event happened. It started when, first of all, mother collapsed the 7 directions. How she did it, well, that's another topic and it's quite fascinating. But then she created a situation where linear time collapsed. And then she moved that car from external space to internal space. That meant that she could leave the baby on its own. For the first time since individuated creation, mother and father no longer had to very obsessively watch their creations. And the macrocosmic addiction, if you will, which as we can see had a very grand purpose, but it was done away with. That means it's no longer necessary for us to mirror it. It is easy now to overcome these addictions. Look inside yourself. What gap addictions fill? Identify them and find exactly what the need is that they fulfill. Because addictions take the place of relationship with our inner sub-personalities, of internal balance, of having dealt with those things that come up to the surface of our minds when we are alone or in silence. It is the result of deep, meaningful living that we finally become fulfilled beings, where addiction no longer serves a purpose. It is now easier than ever. Let's tackle our addictions.